I didn't know I could go live, but here I am. I hope you can hear me. So I quit buying and selling cars. I was making money and a couple of grand a month, but it's not something I can't just do it just for the money. The actual buying and selling used cars is so many. There's so many variables that go into it that are out of your control. And it's a constant state of tension. Now, if you're the kind of person who doesn't really care about anyone or anything, and you just solely want, I want to make money, and you can deal with all the stress alongside it, then yeah, I would say go ahead and do it. I couldn't do that anymore. For example, you're buying a car from auction or wherever you're buying it from, you get in that car and you're on high alert. It's like, what is wrong with this car? Your job is to figure out what is wrong with this car so you can fix it before you sell it. And then you have to get it home. Is it going to make you a home? So, I mean, sometimes I was driving 3-hour journeys, 180 miles regularly. And even if it's only a 30-mile journey, if you're on the motorway and your car breaks down, it's not a fun play. It's not a fun thing to do, man. And then you've got to find the right mechanic to fix it. Is he free? How long is he going to take? Is he going to take days? Is he going to take weeks? It can take months. You've got to find the parts for your car. It is insane. It's not as simple as just, I'm going to buy a car, I'm going to wash it and advertise it. I could have carried on, but the stress was too much. And it's not, for me, it's not worth it. So I'm focusing my attention on something else now that feels more more in line with my values. But cars, wasn't it, man? Literally, you can get in a car and it can feel fine. You can test drive it, do everything. Well, this car's perfect, man. And then a couple of days later, you're driving and the DPF light comes on. The DPF light comes on, or suddenly it starts leaking water, and there's a small leak that you couldn't see, and you only found out about it because you put the car through MOT. You sold the car, and they put the car through MOT, and the MOT guys said, "Yeah, get this leak fixed." And the car had MOT on it, but I wanted to put a year's MOT on it, and if I didn't put that through the MOT, I could have sold the car with the small leak, and then that customer would have bought that car, and the leak would have been leaking and drained the engine of water, and then from there, head gasket problems, and then is that potentially going to come back to you? Oh, I brought this car from you, mate. You sold me a dodgy car. Um, I want my money back, or I want it fixed, or just stress, headache. And when you're working with a small budget, it's like 10 times the pressure. These guys have got a lot of money and doing cars. Slightly different story because you've got that pot of money where you can just, okay, I'll deal with it. But I haven't got that. And that I'm talking about a particular car I had. And I had work done to that car, a lot of work done to that car. 3 or 4 things needed fixing on that car, and the mechanic didn't spot the water leak. Only the MOT guy did. So there's plenty of other reasons, man. I brought a car for myself now, and the DPF light has come on it twice. Both times it's come on, I've stopped the car, turned it off, turned it on, light's gone off. It's just, it's too many unknown variables, and I can't do that anymore, man. Like I go on, there's so many examples of problems with cars, and anything you can sell a car at this point, and it's perfectly fine. You might have even spent £500, £700, a couple of weeks, couple of months fixing this car, getting to a point where you think, okay, this car's fine, safe. It will be a good car for somebody. Sell it, a couple of weeks, days, hours. Engine management light can come on. Anything can go wrong with the car. There could be things that you didn't see, rust underneath some arm or some bit. You just didn't see it. And now they're complaining about it. It's not for me, man. It's not for me. No thanks. Even though month by month, I was making more and more and more and more. There's a couple of times where I made less than the month before, but it was always above to a month. Life ain't just about money. I'm not going to live my life just to be this machine that makes money. There's more to life than that. And I'd rather dedicate myself to something that I feel like, yeah, this is aligned with my values, and put myself in that. And financially, if I'm a success, wicked. If I'm not, it doesn't matter, man. I'm doing something with my life, with my hours of my day that I enjoy. I mean, you got to do something, right? You can't just not do anything. So the idea of what do you want to do with your life? I just want to chill. It's not real life, is it? So we can't put that to the side. You have to do something to earn money. So do something that you enjoy, that you're going to stick to, that you're going to be consistent with. You're not going to flip-flop from one thing to the other because you don't actually enjoy these things. Do the thing that you enjoy, and you're going to stay consistent with it, even if it doesn't earn you a lot of money. Even if you have to do a side job that earns you the money. But the thing you're doing that you enjoy, you keep doing that. Because you enjoy it, you can put more effort into it. You're going to get better at it because you like it. And fingers crossed, it will, you can be financially successful at it as well, because money is nice, man. Money is good. I'm not saying that. Money is wicked. It enables you to do a lot of stuff. And I I I like money. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to sell my soul for it, man. I'm not selling my soul for money. It don't feel good, man. And you can't do it for someone else. It doesn't matter who it is, your kids, your wife, your mum. You can't sell your soul for anyone because they're going to be like, uh, years later on, I didn't ask you to. They've been enjoying the fruits of your labor, but at the end of it, well, I didn't ask you to. And everyone's so individualistic nowadays that they'll be like, after a certain point, if you're of no value to them, or if they can see more value for themselves elsewhere, they'll go off and do that. They'll. This is normal nowadays. It's not seen as abnormal. Kids grow up and go off and do their own thing. Later, parents, thanks but no thanks. It's just the way it is. And if they're not like that, then I think that's you're lucky. But you never know. But even if they do stay with you, man, you can't sell yourself for someone else for money. These are old stories, aren't they? Like I can't remember any, but I remember seeing those really old, boring films on Channel 4 or 5 or when we were younger, usually on a Sunday, and about someone selling their soul for money. And now I get it. I might have to watch one of those old films again because I might resonate with it more now than I did when I was younger. I think when I was younger, I heard the words, but it didn't hit home. Now it will hit home. Because I've tried to do that myself now as an adult. I say adult because I've been forced to be an adult since having kids. Um, and it ain't pretty, man. But it will work itself. It will work itself out because eventually I will. Well, hopefully, I have found the thing that I'm going to stick to now. But yeah, I was saying about selling your soul. Those films, man. You talk about selling your soul, man. Are they on point? They ring a bell. I mean, I've got friends who work 12-hour, 14-hour shifts. One friend in particular, grafting every day and doing some delivery jobs. He he's on it every single day, 12 hours, 14 hours. He's pulling in a couple of grand a week, pulling in a couple of grand every week. But he, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it, man. I'm not hungry for the money. I'm hungry for a fulfilling life, man. A successful life. I'm not going to waste years making money and then I'll be like, oh, I've made money. Now I can do what I really want to do. I think that's a BS fantasy for most people. Do what you want to do now. That's why I quit because we kept buying and selling cars like he's grafting with his work. I couldn't. For me, mentally, it was just I couldn't do it, man. Maybe I ain't as strong as the other guys I know doing it. Maybe it ain't my personality type to do it. I can do it. I can do the actual work, but it ain't me It's not. It doesn't fit me. Maybe what I want to do now fits me better. Yeah, so I know people who've built their businesses up from the ground up. It's taken years and dedication. And good for them, man, because it's tough. If you know anyone who buys and sells cars and you think it's easy, it ain't. It's tough, man, for real. Yeah, they make good money out of cars, but they work for it, man. And if it looks like they don't, a lot of it's up here. A lot of it's mental. Man, you got to manage so much stuff, man. At least the mechanics. And people expect so much from a used car, but they want to pay little. They want to pay a lot. They want to pay you a little bit, but they expect a lot. I know someone who puts his cars at top price and he buys proper quality cars. He does it the right way. My excuse always is that he had money before he started going into cars, so he's come in with a lot of money. But that's just excuses. He's just doing it the right way, man. He buys proper cars and puts them up for a high price. He must have 20 to 40 cars, and he makes a good wage on each car. And that's the only way to do it now, because people expect a lot from a car, and there will be a market of people who will pay more for a car if they know that there's not going to be any problems with it. Because who's got the time to mess around? You buy a bargain, but there's going to be problems. You ain't got time to go to a mechanic, so you buy at a higher price from a dealer, take the car. Any problems, the dealer will help you fix them. That's what he does. He'll pick a car up and get it fixed. But he's got the wedge in each car that makes that affordable. But for me, the whole thing is just soulless, man. It's just about money. And I need more than that. I need more than just money, man. I need to be like, I don't know, like I'm putting myself out into the world. I'm creating something. The world's seeing something to me. Maybe that's them. Maybe that's them in that trade. It ain't me. Anyway, hope you got something from this. And let me know what you liked in the comments. If you liked it, like it, subscribe so you can see more of me talking if you liked it in the future. And yeah, see you in a bit.